everyone. Today we will discuss about the salt analysis. This practical is very important for the 11th standard and also for the 12th standard. So the aim of the practical is to analyze the given salt for acidic and basic radical. Here we will analyze which ions are present in the given inorganic salt. We will provide the inorganic salt to you. Okay, so first what you have to do, first we will check the physical examination. Okay, so in the physical examination we will check the color of the salt. So see, these are the color of the salt. We will always provide the white salt to you because the colored salt you can easily identify. See, this is the copper salt, it is blue in color. This is the ferrous or nickel salt, it is green in color. This is the brown salt, or it is dark pink. When you dissolve it in water it becomes pink. It is manganese salt, and this is the chromium salt. So colored salt you can easily identify. That's why we always provide the colorless salt to identify the cation and anion radical. Now see, this is the salt which is given to you, or we will provide the salt to you. Now see, it means when the color is white, copper, iron, this is ferrous, this is ferric, cobalt, manganese, nickel may be present. We always write in inference may be absent or may be present, and at the end we will confirm it. Then we will write barium confirmed, or any cation or anion which we perform. Then at the end we will write confirm, but initial stage we always write may be absent. Now the second physical examination is smell. In it we will smell the salt. We will smell it. If the acetate, sulfide or ammonium salts are given, they will produce particular smell. Ammonium salt produce the pungent smell. Sulfur compound or sulfide compound produce the rotten egg smell. Acetate ion produce the vinegar like smell. If the salt which is given to you does not produce any particular smell, it means these ions may be absent. Okay. Now the next is dry heating test. In the dry heating test we will take the salt. This is the salt. We have already taken it, okay, in the test tube, or you can heat it on the glass rod also, because the weather condition is not very pleasant or the temperature is less. See, you can see here reddish green color is produced, and it will produce the brown fumes, okay, on heating. When the brown fumes produced, when we heat it in the dry heating test, reddish brown fumes produce, which turn the ferrous sulfate black. It may shows that nitrate ion may be present in the given salt. Now we will do the next test, that is the flame test. For the flame test, we will take we will dissolve, or we will make the paste of the salt with concentrated HCl. We will take small amount of HCl and then we make a paste. After that we will take it on the loop and heat it on the flame. See, when we are heating it on the flame, after some time you can observe that. Now you can observe, see here, it shows the grassy green color. Okay, see, this is the grassy green color. This grassy green color indicate that the barium may be present. Barium ion, it is the cation, means it is basic radical. So grassy green flame shows that barium may be present. Now we will do the test with the wet test we will do. That first with the dilute H2SO4, we will take the salt in a test tube. We add sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric in acid. If no gas evolved, it means these anions, these acidic radicals are absent. Carbonate ion, sulfide ion, sulfite ion, nitrite ion, they may be absent in the given salt. Now see here, we are performing the practical. Here we have taken the salt in a test tube. Always hold the test tube with the test tube holder. Add dilute sulfuric acid in the acid. Students, always use the dropper because it can harm you. So now you can see it does not dissolve in it. You can easily check it that it does not dissolve it in it. No precipitate, no gases are evolved. It means these gases, these ions, carbonate ion, sulfide ion, sulfite ion, nitrate ion may be absent. Now in the second test, we will take the salt, same in the test tube. Now we will add the concentrated sulfuric acid in it and few paper pellet. Now it will show the reddish brown gas. If it will show reddish brown gas, it means nitrate may be present. Okay, so now we are performing here test. This is the salt. Okay, we have taken it in the test tube. Now we add the concentrated sulfuric acid in it. Now add few drops of one paper pellet in it. Okay, now heat it on the burner by using the test tube holder. Okay, initially you can add it in the, or you can attach it in the test tube holder. Now see it, after some time it will show the reddish brown gas. Okay, see, now you can see this is the reddish brown gas. The gas is evolved. It shows that nitrate may be present. Still we will write nitrate may be present because now we will do the confirmatory test for the nitrate. Now see, for the confirmatory test, what we will do, this is the preliminary test. Now we will do the confirmatory test for the nitrate. For this we will do the copper chips test, in which we will take the salt, we add the concentrated sulfuric acid, heat it, and then we add the copper chips in it. It again show the reddish brown color. It confirm that. Now keep it in your mind. Now here we have to write nitrate ion confirmed. If the reddish brown color appears, nitrate ion confirmed. Now see here. We have taken the H2SO4 in it. Take it. Add the sulfuric acid. We will add the sulfuric acid in it. In the salt. Okay. Now we will add the copper chips. These are the copper chips. Now we add the copper chips in it. Okay. Now again we will heat. This is the copper chip confirmatory test of nitrate ion. See, now you can observe. These are the gases. The brown gas is evolved. Heat it again. See, on the test tube you can get clearly visible the nitrate ion. It confirmed that nitrate ion is present in it when the brown gases evolved. Now come to the second test of the confirmatory test of nitrate ion, you have to write two confirmatory tests for the each anion, cation as well as anion. So the second test is ring test. In the ring test, we will take the salt. In the salt, we will add the ferrous sulfate. Here we will take the aqueous solution of salt. Aqueous means we dissolve the salt in water and prepare the solution. After that, we will prepare the ferrous sulfate aqueous solution, mix it, and then we will add the concentrated H2SO4 from one side to it, a brown ring present at the junction. It shows that nitrate ion conformed. Okay, now see here, this is the original solution. We have already prepared the aqueous solution, means we have dissolved it in the water. Now we will take it in the test tube. After that, we will add the ferrous sulfate solution in it with the help of dropper. Okay, now see. Now we keep it on the test tube stand. Okay, after it we will add the concentrated sulfuric acid in it from the one side. Do not disturb the solution and slowly you can add the concentrated sulfuric acid from one side to the solution. When you add this concentrated sulfuric acid in this, but you cannot move this. After some time, a ring is appeared at the junction of the two solutions. Okay, these are the two solutions. One is the aqueous solution and second the ferrous sulfate solution. Now, slowly and slowly after some time, a ring, brown ring appear on it, but you cannot move it. Okay, you have to keep it undisturbed for some time. Then a brown ring appear, and this brown ring confirm the nitrate in the given sample. Now we will test for the basic radical. For the basic radical, we will take the salt, we add the aqueous NaOH in it and heat. Okay, if no gas is evolved, it means ammonium is absent in the group. Now the basic radicals are divided into groups. Okay, 0 group, first group, second group, third group, fourth group, like this. So we have particular reagent for the particular group. For the first, the reagent is NaOH for the 0 group. Now we will add in the salt NaOH. Okay, we will take the salt. Okay, and we will add NaOH in it. After that, we will smell it. If no gas is evolved, it does not produce any gas. It indicates that ammonium ion is absent. Now we will do the test for the first group elements. The 0 group element is ammonium ion. First group element is lead. So for it, we will take the original solution. How we will make the original solution? We take the salt, add the water in it, make it dissolve it with the help of glass rod and then filter it. The solution is the original solution. Now what we will do, in the original solution we will add the dilute HCl. So the reagent for the first group is dilute HCl. Now in the original solution we will add, this is the original solution, we will add dilute HCl in it. Dilute HCl in it. Now you can see there is no change. This is simple, no precipitates are formed. But are the precipitate the insoluble substance? So no insoluble substance is here. It is just like a solution. precipitates are not formed. So it confirmed that first group is also absent in this sample. This is the first group, that is lead. Okay, now we will do the test for the second, in which we will pass the H2S gas in the original solution. If no precipitates are formed, it means these second group elements are absent. Okay, so now we are passing the H2S gas in it. This is the original solution. This is the apparatus. We know, we call it TIPS apparatus. We have prepared the H2S gas in it. Now we pass the H2S gas in it. Now you can see there is no change in the solution or no change in the original solution. So it shows that second group is also absent in the given sample. Now we come to the third group. For the third group, we will take the original solution. We add the ammonium chloride, solid ammonium chloride in it. Then we boil it and then cool it. After that, we will add the ammonium hydroxide. Now see, this is the original solution. Now we will add the solid ammonium chloride. This is the solid ammonium chloride. We will add in it. Now we will heat it and cool the solution. Now we are heating it. We have to boil it. After boiling, you have to cool it because the temperature is less. So after some time, it become cool. Okay. So after boiling, now we will cool it and then we will add the ammonium hydroxide solution in it. This is the ammonium hydroxide solution. Always use the dropper to add it. Ammonium hydroxide solution. Okay. Now you can see there is no precipitates are formed. Similarly, here it is we can dissolve it. See, this is the clear solution. No precipitates are formed. It means the next group, that is the third group, it is also absent. In the third group, which ions are present? This is ferrocene, ferricine, ammonium, aluminium ion. They belongs to the third group. They all are absent here. Now again we will do the test for the sixth group. Here we will pass the H2S gas. No precipitate form. Zinc, manganese, nickel, cobalt, all are absent. Means fourth group element are absent. Now for the next fifth group. Now we will take the original solution. We add the ammonium carbonate in it. We will take the original solution. Add ammonium carbonate in it. This is the ammonium carbonate. We have already prepared the solution of it. Now see. Now you can easily see. See, these are the precipitate. The cloudiness you can see here. Little cloudiness is there, and these are the precipitates of these elements. White precipitates are formed. You can easily see here. These are the white precipitate. It means the calcium, barium or strontium may be present. Out of these three elements, anyone can present in this white precipitate. So after that, we will go through the confirmatory test for these elements. They belong to the fifth group. So we do the confirmatory test for the fifth group elements. Now, what we will do for the confirmatory test? To two confirmatory tests we have to do. One is flame test that we have already done. In the flame test, we observe the grassy green flame. It means barium conformed. In the second test, that is the potassium chromate test. In the potassium chromate, we will take the original solution, these PPT which are formed, then we add the acetic acid and potassium chromate in it. If yellow precipitate formed, it conformed the barium in the given sample. So, we are performing the solution here. This is the original solution. Now we will use this PPT for it. Okay, these are the precipitate. We use this PPT for this. In this PPT, we will add the acetic acid. This is the acetic acid. So we will add the acetic acid in it. Okay. After that, we will add potassium chromate solution in it. And then mix it well. These are the PPTs of barium, yellow precipitate. You can check it whether the PPTs are formed or not. Okay. So you can see here, after dissolving it, filter it. Okay, the yellow PPTs are formed here. See, you can see here the yellow PPTs or precipitates are formed here. It confirms that barium is present in this given sample. So, at the last you have to write the result. The result is the given inorganic salt contains barium ion and nitrate radical. Thank you.